السلام عليكم. اوكي طيب شباب، خلينا نبدأ المحاضرة. اليوم we'll take an example. احنا تكلمنا عن inheritance and we said this topic is very important in both ways, in coding and in the theoretical part. And we said that the inheritance is made of two important parts. We have the superclass, that is the more generalized class, and we have the class that it inherits the superclass, and it's called the subclass, and it's more a specified class. Okay, what I'll do now, I'm gonna show you a simple code to demonstrate the inheritance. I'm gonna do the programming, and then I will ask you to continue on the same pace. You will do another class or another program also to do with inheritance, and then I'll ask you to share this on the discussion board. And as I said to you in the face-to-face, now all the discussions are assessed. Well, what I mean is that you already have 3 marks in my position, so you have this in the bank, you have them with me, and from week 3, which is this week, until week 14, which is the last week, every week we will have a form of discussion that we will do. Now, the thing is, if I will allow you 3 times to miss the discussion, okay? So 3 times only, I will allow you not to participate. Any more than that, I'll start deduct 1 mark out of your 3 marks that is allocated to you. Okay, anyway, let us begin. I'm just going to share my desktop with you. Or rather my BlueJ. Can you all see my BlueJ? Yeah? Okay. So obviously you all know how to operate on BlueJ because we had this last semester. But anyway, so I'm going to create a new project. I will call it, that was of last semester actually. I'll have it here. I'll call it semester 2. Well, new folder semester 2. Okay. I think semester 2 will have, I'll call it week 3. Okay, so this is our new project. I'm going to click on create. Okay, so this is our new project, right? I'm going to open a new class, and I will call, now what I will do, I'm going to be working with inheritance, but I'm going to, for example, create a class that has a 2-dimensional shape. Okay, now 2-dimensional shape can be anything. It can be a triangle, مثلث, can be a مربع, مستطيل, rectangle, anything. Okay. We didn't take it last semester. ايش هو we didn't take it? هذا compiler with Java. Okay, it's a compiler I'm using. You can use any compiler, Khalid, any compiler. BlueJ, NetBeans, they're all the same, similar. Okay, I prefer to use BlueJ, but you can use any compiler. They should all be fine. No problem. Even when you do your assignments later on, also you can use any compiler. No problem. Okay, as long as your work is right. Right. So I'm going to create this class that has 2-dimensional shape, and then it's a generalized class, but then I'm going to be more specific, okay, and create a subclass that will inherit from the main class. So, okay, so I'll call it 2D shape. 2D shape. Okay, so this is the name of the superclass. Just gonna get rid of this, right? And then start programming. So I'll say class. We call it 2D shape. So I'll say 2D shape. Okay, this is our class, and again, so always, as I said, open and close the bracket as a good common practice. Now, any 2-dimensional shape in the world will have 2 dimensions, right? It will have. Can you hear me, guys? Yeah, I think probably Walid has a problem, right? So right, so any two-dimensional in any two-dimensional shape, what do we have? The two elements. No, not array. Talking about two-dimensional shape. It's mathematics. In any two-dimensional shape. Oh yeah, well done. We have Mahmoud. Yeah, we have width and height. Okay, we have width and height. So we'll have double. Now, width and height, they can be double. You can put them integer if you want to, but normally, small, it makes sense that you make them as double because, they could be decimals. So anyway, we'll have double width, right? And again, we'll have a double height. Right, so we have a double width and a double height. Now, we can work out the, we can display basically, we can display well, what I will do, I'm going to create a void method. I'll just call it void, for example, show dimension. So show, basically, just a nice thing to show to the user that you created or you entered these widths and heights, right? Okay, so I'm going to say system dot add dot print line. Okay, so I'm gonna display a message to the user. For example, say width and height. This is just a message for the user. And then whatever the user enters or whatever we enter, I'm gonna put plus width. Okay, so if we get this bigger. So I can see better. Okay, plus width and plus we'll have and. I'm sure you know what I'm doing. This is from Java 1 anyway. Okay, what I'm doing at the moment. Height. Right. So this is just like a message that we want to display. Whatever we enter for the height and the width, we can just kind of display them to say that, okay, then the width is so and so, and the height is so and so. Okay. Now, okay, I think, that's enough for the class. That's enough. Okay. Obviously, you can put more elements, but that's enough. So I'm just going to compile and make sure I have no error. Okay, I have no syntax error, so that's good. That's good. I'll close this. I'm going to open another class. Now this one I'm going to make it as a sub, so I'll just call it, we're working with 2D shapes, so I can say, for example, triangle. Okay, let's have a triangle, because the triangle is a two-dimensional shape anyway. Well, we can have it as a two-dimensional shape, so I'm going to say triangle. That's our new class. Okay, get rid of this. Right, so we say class triangle. What's the keyword? Extends. Okay, see, even the color has changed. Even the color of the extends changed because it's a keyword, a very important word, keyword. Extends 2D shape. 2D shape. So now Java knows that this is a subclass of the superclass 2D shape. Okay, and I can inherit the height and width. Okay, so I can add, right, okay, so obviously this class will have the same attribute as the 2D shape, which is the width and the height, but I can add my own. I can add my own as well for this class. Okay, remember I told you in the face-to-face class that the child can inherit attributes from the father, but can have his own or her own. But for this class, I can have, for example, style. اوكي في المثلثات في عندنا قائم الزاويه في عندنا متساوي الساقين في عندنا الى اخره. Okay, so we have different triangles, so I can have string style. Okay, so we can display later on the style of a triangle. Right, now I want to cut, because it's a two-dimensional shape, I can work out the area. So I'm gonna create a method that will work out the area, of the triangle. Okay, I'm going to work out the area of the triangle. And what's the area of the triangle? Riyadiyat, it's mathematics. Width times height. نصف القاعدة الارتفاع. Okay, times half. That's right. Yes. Okay, so it's width. Now you will note that here I have not times 2 divided by 2. If you note here, I have not defined the width and the height in this class. Okay, I have not defined them because it's inheritance here. See, this is the beauty of it. This is how easy it gets. If I don't have inheritance, obviously I have to define them in every class. Otherwise, I'll have an error. But because we have inheritance, we are okay. Obviously, I want to return the value, so I'm gonna have to put return, right? Because I need to return the value of the it's a return method. Okay, so I'll have width and height divided by 2. Oh yeah, okay. So I put style. So I'm gonna have the style. So I'm gonna say void. I'm gonna have just a void method. Void. Call it show style. See, this is not available in the superclass. Okay, I'm making it specially for the subclass because I can, right? So I'm going to have a system. That's out. Dot print line. I'm just going to put a message here. For example, I'm just going to say triangle is, and then whatever style we put. So put style. Okay, so whatever style the triangle is, and I think this will be enough for this class as well. So I'm just gonna make sure we have no error. Compile. Okay, so I have no syntax error, so that's good. Right? Can you guys see this? Okay. Can you see this? Can you see this error created in the blue J? Can you see this? Right? This shows that the triangle is actually linked to the 2D shape. So it's a subclass of the 2D shape. Okay, it does this automatically. Right? So we can see this. So it's a subclass of the 2D shape. Right. I'm going to create the main class now. So I'll call it shapes. I'll call it shapes. Okay, so this is our main. This is the default. I hate it anyway. So say class shapes. This will contain the main method. So public static void main string args. Okay, so this is our main method. Okay, what do I need to do now? A new method? Yeah, okay, a create object. That's right, yeah, a create object. I'm going to create object. If you remember in the face-to-face class, in the face-to-face session, we created an object for the superclass as well, right? Now I don't want to. It's up to me. Now I want to just create an object for the subclass. So I'm just going to say triangle, and I'll call it. I want to call it more than once. So I'm gonna call this T1. Okay, because from Java 1, you know that you can call an object so many times. You can create objects so many times. So I'm gonna call them by T1 because I want to call it twice or 3 times. So I'm gonna say new triangle. Okay, this is the constructor. Oops. Where's this going? Right. Okay. And then I'll call it again. So I'll call it twice. Right. So again, new triangle. Right. So I called it twice. I'm gonna have two different maybe 2 different shapes. Right. Now I want to call the height and the width. okay, or the width and the height, not this one. So T1 dot, I'm gonna call the width, right? If you notice again, the width is not available in the subclass, right? It's not available in the triangle. But this shows that it can inherit, it can see the attributes that are actually in the superclass. Okay, so because if you remember, width was double, so I'll give it, I'll give it 0.0 because it's a double, right? And then I'm going to give the height as well a value, so dot height. I'll also give it, I'll give it 4 as well, no problem. Give it 4, right? And then I'm going to call the style. Now the style is actually in the subclass, right? So this is the beauty. I can play with both. I can have the attribute of the super, and I can have other attribute of the sub as well. Okay, because it's part of the sub as well, right? I'm gonna give it a name, for example, isosceles, متساوي ساقين, isosceles. I think it's written like this. I think. Okay, yeah, I think so. Isosceles. I think so. Okay, pardon if the spelling is not. It should be right. Okay, this is correct spelling. Now, so I'm having this now. I've put the style isosceles, which means that متساوي ساقين, for example, because if you notice, the width and the height both 4, so it should be متساوي ساقين. Right. Now let me call T2. So T2 dot again width. I'll give it, for example, this time 8, and then I'll say T2 dot height equals. I'll give it 12. Oops, 12. Okay, and then I'm gonna make the style. I'm gonna make the style right angle. قائم الزاوية. Right. Okay. Now I'm just gonna create the. Let me get the speaker. Okay. Now I'm gonna make some print statements. So I'm gonna say system dot out dot print line, and what we'll have in here, for example, info. Okay, we'll make information info for T1. Okay, so we can, I'm gonna make it this way. So info for T1, so because you can distinguish between T1 and okay. Right? Yeah, so you can distinguish between the T1 and the T2, right? So then T1, now I'm going to call methods. Okay, so far we have not called methods, so I want to call methods now. So I'm going to say T1 dot show style. Where was show style? Where was show style? You remember? Okay, the subclass, right? This was in the subclass. Also, I can call the show dim, or what do we call it? Dim, I think. What do we call it? Dimension? Dim, I think. We call it dim. Okay, I think so, right? Now, see, this. Do you remember the show dim? Where was the show dim? In the super, but I can still call it because it's inherited. And then I'm gonna say system dot print line. Put a message. I'm gonna say, for example, area, because we're working the area. Area is, and then we'll just go plus, T1 dot area. Okay, T1 dot area, which was the method that works out the area, if you remember. Right. I'm gonna just make. I'm going to make an empty line, system.out.print line. This is just an empty line. Okay, so our work is organized. And then I'm going to make something similar for the T2. I'm just going to copy this actually, because it's the same. I'm just going to, save time. I'm just going to change these to T2s. T2 will have the same. We'll have the same thing. T2, T2 area is, and then we'll say T2 dot area. Okay, so we'll finish this. I'm going to compile and make sure I have no error. Are you following? Are you following me? Okay, yeah, well done, well done. Okay, so what I will do, I'll finish my program. I'm gonna, try to compile. Sorry, I've compiled no error, so I'm gonna try to run the program. Okay, see what happens. Here we go. Here we go. Can you see the output? Yeah. Okay, nice and easy. See the output here for the information for the T1. I got the name. Accessory is here, right? I got this information. Width and height are 4 and 4. See here I did not add space. Here, can you see? I have 4 and 4 are actually written together. That doesn't matter. I should have added the spaces, so that's okay. All right, and I have the same here. Right, so it's worked out the area based on the area, based on the return, if you remember, right? And then I have the info for T2. Again, similar information. Again, I missed it. I should have put a space here. No problem. And then it worked out the area for us, right? So what I would like you to do now, guys. So do you all understand? And by the way, the session is recorded as well. So if you didn't catch up with me well, you can always return back to the session and just view it again. What I would like you to do now, I created a superclass that's for 2-dimensional, and I created a subclass that's a triangle, which is also 2-dimensional. I would like you to create similar program, or even the same program. That's fine, but I want you to program it in full, right? Again, open your compilers. And I would like you to create a subclass that is a square. Okay? Put similar. You don't have to put the same information I put, right? But I want you to do something similar of your own imagination, right? So think of the 2-dimensional, what the 2-dimensional, think of mathematics, right? And what the 2-dimensional can have, and create a subclass that is a square or a triangle. Sorry, a square or a rectangle. So يا مربع مستطيل of your own choice, right? Do يا مربع مستطيل any 2-dimensional shape, because it's still مربع مستطيل, still 2-dimensional shape. So you can create my 2-dimensional shape, which is the superclass, right? And then create your own subclass of your own choice, and create the inheritance, and then show us the output. Now I would like you to do this. You have half an hour, right? You have half an hour. I would like to work now and post. I'm going to create a forum on the discussion board. I would like you to post all your code, posted there, right, for everyone to see. I would like, and try not to copy. Don't copy off each other, because again, it's not an examination. It is a test. Okay, because obviously if you don't contribute 3 times, you start missing marks. But the thing is, it's not. I'm not interested to see right or wrong, because at the end of the day, you will all publish your work, and you will see each other work, and you can, it's a form of helping each other, right? So I would like you all to participate. Even if you get error, it's okay. You can still publish your work. Right? If you publish your work, you'll be on the safe side, and don't copy of each other. Don't copy of each other, because we all can see what's going on. So it looks bad on you if you copy your friend's work and put it there as it is, because everyone will see that you've done this. So try to do your own, be creative, and if you make mistakes, it's fine, no problem, as long as you participate. Now from Majid, I have a question. Can you please return to the 2D shape? Yeah, I can. Just a second. This is my 2D shape, yeah? What's your question? No, I just wanted to see it. See it for a second, because I'm going to delete it. Don't try not to copy it exactly. Yeah, try to be creative. Okay, just try to use your imagination. Put anything you think is appropriate. Okay, you don't have to do whatever exactly what I did. Okay, so take the concept, yeah. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna be here, by the way. So, but I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go to the Blackboard and create the forum and get back to you.